mentioned last time that Hal and I have started recording Blood of the Blackthorn by Rocio Carranza. That's a very exciting fantasy with some romance elements book that we're doing. I am hearing. Oh, it's because I have the stream running. I was like, why the fuck do I hear myself echoing? Um, let's see if I can make up a fun fact about Beryl on the spot here.
It is still echoing, I think.
I
I
don't.
don't I don't hear it
I don't hear
myself.
it either.
Are you listening to the stream?
Yeah. Do you have the stream up and running? Let's
That's
see.
what it is.
There you go.
It's me. It's me. I'm the problem.
Zach, if you want an extra second here, the reason you're just now hearing the echo is because that whole intro nobody heard. Because I did in fact have the audio off, but we did record it, so
That's good. That's fine.
it's fine. We're okay.
Well, Ariana, I'm sorry that you missed my plug for whatever it is, but you're the only person here, so that's fine. All right, so let's see. A fun fact about Beryl. What have I already done? A lot of things. Beryl, at one point during his adolescence, growing up during the war, tried to take up hobbies at times, but there wasn't really a whole lot available to him. So one of the only real hobbies that he was able to get into was just simply collecting rocks, which is not a terribly unusual hobby, but is, in retrospect, somewhat foreshadowing, I suppose.
That's really cute, actually.
I love that.
You're
All right,
fan.
up next is Cleo.
Did it actually? I think that's the sound of my house, not my computer.
Canadian houses hum, for those of you who don't know.
It sounds almost like we're being haunted.
Could it be?
This is bad.
Is it because you've got
No,
to have
it's not
heating
that bad.
now? Or?
I think either a furnace just came on or someone turned on like a fan downstairs. Anyway, I'm Cleo Birch, a voice actor and narrator. Something to promote. The first episode of Moxie Monroe Private Eye has been up for a few weeks now. Really proud of that. It's like an audio drama, mystery noir style mixed with fantasy. Actually, I think I'm doing an interview about that tomorrow.
Ooh.
I don't know where that's being streamed, but I will find that and I will share that. Just like, yeah, talking with the writer and producer of it and just talking about the show because it's been an absolute blast. So yeah, go check that out. Moxie Monroe Private Eye, wherever you find your podcasts. I play Iris McGugan, and God, what is a fun fact for Iris this week? I didn't prepare at all. Iris.
Improv.
What era of Iris do you guys want to know about? I throw it to you. Like, old?
Let's see. We've
Let's
talked
talk
about.
Iris's childhood.
Yeah, we haven't heard
Iris's
about her as a kid,
childhood.
for sure.
This is true. Okay.
It's because Iris just exists in this bubble where she's just always been an old lady, even as a child.
To
That's how
you.
every kid imagines their parent and grandparent.
Mhm.
The backstory I gave Ethan is like 70% young, and then she's just now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when she was a kid, the thing is, I forget what I've already shared, but she grew up on the airship that her parents taxied around, and so she, I think, was born in the air, was raised in the air, and didn't spend a night on the ground until she was maybe like 15, 16 years old.
And she'll
Like she-
die in the air, god damn it.
And she'll die in the air or leaving it. But yeah, she was a very, very skyward child, and I think the first time she like was on the ground was really fucking weird for her. She didn't quite enjoy it. But yeah, so she didn't actually spend a night on the ground until she was 15, 16 years old. That's a fun fact, and bye.
Okay, that brings us to Tegan.
Hi, my name's Tegan Burke. I'm an audiobook narrator and voice actor, just like my fellow compatriots here. I am just waiting on the release of what is known as the Life's a Beach Cozy Mystery series. They have been slowly releasing them, so I believe that book 4 is just in production to go out shortly, but so yes, up to book 3 is out, and I'm wrapping on recording of book 5. So if you like just really cozy Australian mysteries in small, sleepy retirement village towns, and just good boy puppers, just go have a listen to that. It's a lot of fun. My fun fact about Emmy is, I'm going to be a Raz on this one, and this might not be fun. I don't know.
Oh, no.
But she has always been obsessed with the celestial bodies and the heavens and whatnot ever since she was a child. And this is partially because the only possession that she actually has from before she was adopted is a small silver and blue gemstone star necklace that she had been left at the orphanage with by her unknown parents. She doesn't actually know who her parents are. So the only thing she knows for definite is she is half elf, but she doesn't know anything beyond that. And so she's always been obsessed with this, with the heavens and stars and whatnot, which is what led her to find her patron.
Okay.
And now she's obsessed with one particular celestial body. Am I right, Raz?
You know it. Hey, I mean, can you blame her? Really? Can you blame
Can
her?
but he's so dark and broody and unattainable.
She can fix him.
That's right.
She can.
That's right.
He's
There's
her
a
first
You
toxic
love a good
man.
project.
Fun. And now he's an orphan. You don't have to do in-law Christmases.
You're so relatable now.
I mean, you can't get more daddy issues and mommy issues than me. So
Well,
that's-
those have been
Dead.
solved, actually.
no, they've been renewed
What
in a new
issues?
way.
But
Yeah.
also, I can't have mother issues. I've never had a mother, so.
There you go.
Right.
And
now
you have mommy
neither can
issues.
Raz.
Yeah.
Just give
That's
us a
right.
tall- just give us a tall, busty mummy figure, and we'll see what happens. Then I might have mummy issues.
Okay. That brings us to Aaron. Sorry, my Riverside crashed for a second. Aaron.
Hello, I'm Aaron. I am the voice of epic fantasy tales. I can plug that I just signed a 6-book contract with Podium for the Chronicles of Argosia, which
Nice.
is, if
Hell
you
yeah.
like dark fantasy tales, this is dark fantasy retelling of Greek folklore, where the main POV of the first book is our anti-hero, who is based off of Medusa. So
Hell yeah.
that's
Nice.
going to be a project that I will start recording. You'll hear about it in February. I play Redvold. Fun fact about Redvold is on his first date with his wife, when they were courting, they went out into the forest and competed to who could capture and hunt and kill and skin and all that. The biggest and the best reindeer that they could find. And she beat him handedly. She's a much better hunter than he is. And so we've already established that Redvold wears very furry trousers. They're actually made out of the reindeer hide of the reindeer his wife slaughtered on their first date.
That's
Nice.
fucking beautiful.
So not
I
only
love
does
that.
your wife wear the pants in the family, she also makes them.
She made the pants that and
Get a
then
woman
told
who could do
Redvold to
both.
wear them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You have sentimental pants.
Do the
I love
reindeer
that.
pants have a glowing red nose as a codpiece?
That's great.
They call him
Yes,
Buck.
It's only for festive occasions.
Oh man, I love that. All right, Marie, that makes it your turn. Now you're knitting.
Hi, I'm Marie Mitchell. I can't talk about specifics yet, but I did just get my very first podium project, so I'm very excited.
I love how all of us,
but then
since joining this
also-
podcast, are doing Podium now. I think at this point, except for like maybe 2 or 3 of
Don't
us.
rub it in, man. I want it so bad.
Yeah, it'll happen.
All of us, half of us are like,
It just like I did my first one in October. Aaron, you'd done one before, right? Or is this your first?
And not with Podium. I've worked with Simon and Schuster, but
Yeah.
this will be my first one with Podium.
I swear there's some sort of an effect of this podcast that like we have, and every time I get a chance and I talk to somebody at Podium, I'm like, hey, you need to hire the rest of this team. So that may be part of it.
Maybe it's
We can
because
come in a
we're
bundle.
actually, like, hear me out on this, because I know that we all have crippling, like, imposter
Yeah.
syndrome.
Just
Maybe it's
hire
because
our
we're
studio.
actually talented.
You're all
Yeah,
very, very
probably,
talented.
Probably
Yeah.
not. Probably not. I mean, all of you are, but I'm not. Ethan, maybe that's why I did get a casting email from Podium, but I didn't end up getting that particular project.
I mean, I got
That's
four.
what's happening to me
I got a
right
bunch
now.
of casting things from them before I got a book.
Yeah.
It's just random. It's like,
exactly.
yeah, you never. I don't think that's
This is
all
eventually
luck.
big.
I've never gotten
Eventually they'll go
casting
to.
stuff from them.
I just want to get on the books. 'cause
I
they
You
just
will.
said,
fun
hey,
and they-
I'll do
They
rom-coms.
obviously hire such cool
Tantor always
people.
gives me casting
Mhm.
stuff, and I never get the job. Podium was like, hey, you want a book? I was like, yes. But
Sorry,
anyway,
Maddie, keep going.
Podium notwithstanding, you should still hire me because I'm available and like I'm really good at my day job. But writing scientific papers is getting really depressing right now. So hire me. Anyway, I play Kaida. She's a human fighter. She will call anything daddy, but she will also cut anything that threatens her besties down without a second thought. Sorry, not sorry, Raz's mom. Today's fun fact about Kaida is that she can't wink. She just blinks aggressively.
Oh, baby
and
girl.
assumes people will understand what's happening.
I love that so much.
I do too. I love that for you so much. And
I
that
used
brings.
to drive a friend crazy, just being like,
Now we have to have a mission where it hinges on winking.
Yeah, you have to
Oh
like
my
you
gosh.
have to wink or it's gonna fail.
there's a doppelganger, and we ask one of them to.
Last but definitely not least, Rody.
Aw. Hi, I'm Rody. I am a
Yeah.
voice actor, audiobook narrator, and audio engineer. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything coming out. Well, no, Audio Mazes, we've got some stuff going on. So I had a recent one come out, but I've got one that I'm just waiting. I'm dying for this one to come out because I'm the narrator for it, and it was so much fun to record. So I want to hear what it sounds like. But yeah, I also have gotten some volunteer jobs where I will get to be basically a Foley artist for a new audio drama series that I will promote when I know more about when it's coming out. But I'm excited for that because it'll give me more for my audio resume. Because right now, all I really have is one episode of Hellscape, and Zach and I did that dub way back, and that's all I have to show people. So I'm excited to get more work
getting
for
you
that.
jobs though. Keeps
I
getting you
know,
jobs.
yeah, and thank God you did a good job of acting. Because if it was just me, it would have
Stop.
been like, no. But I love it because it shows me that I have grown a lot since I've started doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have that going on. But I am also, like they said, if anybody wants to hire me for other voice work, I will take it. I actually have. I think ironically, I do have a fun fact for Raz this week. So as everybody knows now, he was banished from his island and lost his wings, and so for the first about a year after he was landlocked, he had to learn how to walk. So where all of his weight was primarily on his legs, and so he took, like I said, about a year where people thought he was either crippled or drunk all the time with the way he was stumbling around. So now you guys have luckily seen him where he's gotten better, but now he has wings, so maybe that won't be an issue anymore.
And this is a PSA: never skip leg day.
Yeah, he's just gonna start walking. He's gonna stop walking again. Atrophy his legs.
Yeah. It'd just be like little chicken legs dangling.
There it is.
I'm sorry. Did he literally never walk on his legs when he had wings? He's always flapping them everywhere he goes, all the time.
Hovered.
Yeah, he would just, well, no, the whole thing is he could carry most of his weight off his legs from his wings. So even if he wasn't flying, it was just that he could, if he
Some
had to move
glide
any kind
thing.
of significant speed, he could just either put his wings up and fly, or he could use it to make him lighter. So he wasn't used to having to hold his whole
Carry
weight
his whole body weight.
with
Plus armor.
with significant movement. They were basically just standing around or walking. It was never a full-on
He didn't know how to run.
running around. Yeah.
It's like a little baby deer.
He was. I'm just imagining them like walking around and being like, "Oh, Dad, I
Be
don't
on
want to
ice.
walk today. So tired of walking. God."
But yeah.
All right, let me make. There it goes. God help me, trying to get that out of the way. Okay. All right. Well, let's jump in to Punch and Roll for Initiative, where we left off. A lot of crazy things have happened.
Everyone's dead.
A lot of people are dead. Our party has gathered up,
Only a handful.
and they are heading south, as all of you know. They are heading toward the Shimmering Rift, which you can see on the map here is this like purple, like I almost said the word gash. It's this purple like rip in the ground down there. And heading.
People say I almost said this
Wait.
thing that I say.
If I remember
don't
correctly, aren't
see
we
it.
heading into like Kaida like backstory territory?
Potentially.
We're actually gonna learn about Kaida.
Potentially. As you were heading south, you decided to stop by due to a message from Iris's daughter, informing her that she had a big announcement and that she needed help with her sister, Eleanor. And as she arrived, she found out that her daughter was engaged to marry Raz's father, who is the general, de facto general of Luxus, who had become kind of a monarch in a strange way. In exploring that relationship and trying to figure out what's going on, there was an incident where Emmy blasted that man to Kingdom Come for just kind of a second. And
I fixed Iris's problems.
Yeah, I didn't have to kill him. It was strange.
and then
I
you
preserved
roll.
Iris's relationship with her daughter, but took her out.
And while this was happening simultaneously, a few of the NPCs, Tarvin notably, and Beatty were underneath Luxus and were exploring an area that happened to have Raziel's mother, who had been exiled, and people did not know that she had been living under there. And apparently, in some sort of effort to get revenge or otherwise, she had developed a kind of technology that allowed her to tap into a well, and she managed to crack open a dimensional rift into the well, gave herself some kind of powers from it, becoming insectoid-like in nature, and attacking both Beatty and Iris's grandson, Henry. Beatty was able to escape. All chaos broke loose in Luxus as like a dark wave emanated up, and there was panic and destruction. The party managed to mostly subdue a lot of the problem. And during that combat, unfortunately, Raziel's father, Adriel, passed away. He was killed by Emaniah, who put a big hole in him. And as a result, Raz developed the powers of the Shadow Scion. He is now able to fly, among other things. He has permanent wings now. Coming down to the ground to try to find basically how to solve this problem and help Henry and save the baby and everything else, they ran into Raziel's mother, who had now transmogrified into some kind of an insectoid-like monster. Ended up having to fight her to keep her from killing Henry. She was dispatched by Kaida, who ended up cutting her head off. And
In my arms, by the way?
in Raz's arms. And
Will
then
unpack.
Hug
We
and
will
insect. That's
Who
not
would-
my
We will
fault.
unpack that later.
we'll deal with
love that
all
I've
that
been
at some
shamed
point.
for
This all
trying to hug
happened
my
within
mother.
like 2 sessions, so y'all have a lot of emotional baggage at
Look,
the moment.
Hug your mother. Oh,
And then immediately after this, one of the Legionnaire generals, a kind of uncle almost to Raz, and a kind of old school, a person who wanted the society to go back to the general kind of structure, challenged Raz to kill his new half-brother, and in doing so began to beat the absolute shit out of him. And the two of them were kind of dueling. Raz got in a couple of good shots until suddenly Eleanor, Iris's oldest daughter, walked up with a pistol and shot him in the back of the head and killed him.
I'm so proud.
And so
Wait,
he is
killed?
nothing. He is dead.
Excellent.
Look, we needed fucking help. Like,
He
not
is
gonna lie.
dead. I was surprised you guys didn't jump him sooner. Well, you guys kind of did jump in, didn't you? I forgot about
We
that.
were like, oh, there's honor and there's.
Yeah, he was killing Raz and then reviving him over it, or he was planning to. So it was getting
Beryl
bad.
doesn't really like to get involved in politics.
The saddest part about that moment was when he revived me. He gave me more health than I had through most of that fight.
Yeah, you ended up, and then he was about to kill you again.
Yeah.
he's a bad dude. But he took a lot of damage to the back of the neck and ended up falling. And that is exactly where we're going to open. Eleanor has just put a hole in the back of this man's throat. He's like on the ground going, and he's like starting to die. He is actively bleeding to death. And you look up at Eleanor, who puts this almost seemingly like wand-like looking device that has a trigger on the end of it. It very much looks like a blunderbuss kind of situation. It has 4 like pipes that look similar to like a small blunderbuss might if it had 4 separate tubes coming out of the end. It almost looks like it's made out of glass and wood with a very ornate kind of pattern designed into it. And you can see that one of the glass tubes is now black. And as she looks at you, she turns something on, some kind of mechanism on the side, and you hear it like loudly shatter, go, and then she puts another one, she slides another one into that spot, and then kind of spins it, puts it on her side, and she says, well, I believe we best be getting the fuck out of here. What do you think?
I agree.
That's a fascinating device. Made short work of Charlie over there.
Charlie?
The bitch. The bastard.
General
Oh!
Kirk, or whatever his
Oh.
name was.
The bitch.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, the Legionnaire, yes. I called him Stompy. He didn't care for that. Here, if you want, and she's got a second one of these, and she kind of spins it around her hand and tosses it in your direction, Beryl, if you want to try to catch that.
Aye.
Look it over if you want to. But I suggest we get the fuck out of here.
Can I
Let's go.
look over the guy's body
Luke?
that beat me up?
Yeah.
Can I see if he's
In what way?
Well,
Steal
I
his
want
armor.
to see. I do want to steal his sword if I can.
Mhm.
Oh,
But I do
yeah.
want to see if he has anything significant on him that might be a part of my culture or something that might have been unique for him being a legionnaire so powerful.
Okay. He is, for what it's worth, not dead. He is.
Collection you two are amassing is hilarious.
It's great.
He is actively dying. So you're like, as you like roll him over with all of his gear on, he's like,
Oh, I'm gonna let him stay. Yeah, I'm gonna let him see me do this.
doing that. Okay. He is. Roll an investigation check to see what all you find on his body.
Okay.
Also, because Sarah Beatty is not with us today, she has the flu. She is going to be on the boat, kind of just like taking care of Henry, unless we say otherwise. Charlotte has Henry right now, but if he gets back on the boat, we will figure that out. That's a 2, baby.
Oh, wait,
Um, With a 2, you notice the obvious things on his body. He has a very large sword that he is a great sword, but he was wielding it with one hand. He's not a tall man. He's about your height, if not a little bit shorter, but he is just built like a brick house. He's very, very big. And this is a great sword, but he was wielding it with one hand. It is ornate in design. It has 2 wings at the pommel coming out like a hilt guard. And I'll describe more of it later. I assume you guys are probably trying to move a little bit faster than just sitting down here robbing this, like ripping clothes off this man. The only other thing you see that's significant is his armor, which is some kind of a plate armor that he has. That's like, it doesn't have arms. It doesn't have like sleeves. It's got like a shoulder, a pauldron, and then it has a mid breastplate. And then he has greaves that connect to that. But outside of that, it looks like you're not sure what kind of armor that might be. But if you want to take that off of him, you can. It'll take you a minute to take it off because it's got a lot of straps.
May as well. It's not like you can wear your dad's. It's got a giant hole in it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that did actually cross my mind when we left that body. I was like, well, there's nothing left here, so I'll move on.
Yeah, we gotta loot that guy's shit.
Okay.
So for somebody who's not been terribly aware of what's been happening around him for these last few minutes, but sessions, why are we in a hurry to leave? Because Beryl would love to fucking explore and investigate and ransack this bitch's laboratory down here.
Sure.
Yeah,
Um,
'cause if I remember correctly as well, Emmy's inside the ship with whatever the fuck's going on.
Yeah, you were currently on the boat, which, as you guys can see on the map, like imagine
Can you
as
move
you're
us to the map?
Yeah, we're not.
Oh, you're not on the map.
Grid.
Hello, come here. Beatty's boat looks a little bit different. I replaced it with a different one. But you are here. This is where your boat is parked outside of Luxus, right? There was an elevator. Oh yeah, come zoom in and come way down. Your boat is here. It is parked along this. It's like beached along this kind of area here. There was an elevator that took you up to Luxus about right here, and the like plant, the tree that had fallen down with the cave where Raz's mother Josephine is underneath here. So all of this kind of like took place in this general area where you see these hills on top of this map. That is where Luxus is. The rest of this entire island, as far as you can tell, doesn't have like any real population outside of like farms and stuff because they grow their own food. But the reason Eleanor would be specifically trying to get out of here, because I know your character hasn't necessarily been able to hear super well the last couple of sessions, is that one, she just saw what she just experienced is the entire island went black, got flooded with bugs. There was a massacre. The king died. He is now dead, and she saw that happen. And a legionnaire was just murdered by her directly in front of all of you. A legionnaire is basically like one of the four generals. And there's a massive ice sphere, you're right, around the top of that, which actually, as you look up at that, Emmy, you see that it is like currently like breaking apart and falling off. It seems like whatever concentration Mayhem has been doing, she's allowing to lapse, and it is starting to like break off. And so in Eleanor specifically, again, I'm giving you a lot here just because I know you haven't been able to hear much the last few sessions. Eleanor specifically just saw this place get fucking like bio-nuked by like insects and light beams and ice and chaos and a big spider lady monster that was trying to kill you guys that has its head laying over there that's somehow related to the royal family, and one of the four main generals of this entire culture is now bleeding to death as you're taking armor off of him. And so she's like, we need to go.
Civil War as well,
Right.
because-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is currently now not a leader for this
Yeah.
place.
So
Like a
aside
good
from
time to
aside
do
from that, though, the well creatures and all that stuff.
Stop.
As
Josephine-
far as we're aware, killing what's her name closed the well, ended that immediate problem.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Killing Josephine made all of the monster-like creatures all turned into that kind of goop, like your chicken goop that you guys had from a long time ago. They all started to like collapse and like turn into this like big pile of bones and chitin and like shell and goop, and that's what all of them kind of ended up becoming.
You say it's from a long time ago. It's still in my bag.
You guys, it's only been like a week in game or something, but like
It's been a
for us, it's been a year.
Oh Jesus. Okay, well, but, I mean, if we're in a hurry, we're in a hurry. Barrow will look longingly towards the laboratory that he wants to explore. But
I mean,
we've gotta go.
let me be clear. I'm saying that this is what Eleanor is feeling. However you feel is up to you.
Yeah.
No, I
I
agree
get
with him.
I get the sense that everybody seems to be like agreeing to rush.
I'm fine with continuing to loot if you want to loot. Like this is
I
my.
would
I
like
will
to
say-
investigate.
I will
I'm not
say this
interested
is-
in looting.
I'm just saying.
Out of character, because
So
obviously Beryl wouldn't know this as well. I do have like her research book because I
Yeah.
did loot that when I rescued Tarvin.
Yeah.
But Beryl
Yeah.
doesn't know that.
and so everyone understands, Raz did just find out his mom's been hiding under this thing the whole time. So I do feel like he might want to see what's been going on.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to
That's
run
fair.
off, that's fine. But I will say Raz does have.
Well, let's do this.
an
Let's do this in
eagerness to just
character because
see-
Eleanor.
character vote.
Let's do this in character. Eleanor looks at all of you like not moving. Whatever. She's like, "We need to get the fuck out of here," and she goes, "Oh, okay." And she like puts her gun up and she walks over to the device that she used to fly over here, and because she has a small airship, and she reaches over to the bottom of it. And you watch as she kicks a mechanism, and a small wheeled device that looks very similar, Iris, to the one that guy dropped you off in. That like kind of like motorbike looking airship thing. The thing that he dropped you off in, this is a little more sleek, a little more engineered, it looks like, compared to maybe his was maybe a consumer product. This looks like something she maybe custom built. She says, well, I'm going to go. I have things I have to do. Mom, it was so good to see you. If you do get in
Darling,
trouble...
Wait, don't you jet off so soon. It's been a while. We're going to chat for a little bit. Come on over here. Well, let them do that. You've got your nephew's here, your sister, your mother.
I've met him.
We're
I've
going to
talked to
talk for
her.
a little while, young lady.
She like starts waving you over. She's like, I talk best if I'm working with my hands. Just
All right, come on.
and she clearly is, as you probably remember, like she's tried. There's a wedge between her and your sister that your sister asked to mend. She does not seem super interested in talking to your sister, who is also, for what it's worth, or for talking to her sister, for what it's worth, seems a little in shock. She's like sitting there, like rocking back and forth, you know, focusing on Henry, but you know, Adriel just died. As you walk over, she's going to start like explaining the features. I'm going to allow you, Iris, to decide what this does. Okay, this is going to be a vehicle that you get to design, just like how Beatty designed her boat. I want you to take some time and focus on what a two-seater flying device would look like for something that your daughter Eleanor would build that she's giving you. It can fold up small, so that it can fit on your boat.
That is amazing.
So it can fit on the back of it, but it basically like kicks out into like it folds, the wings fold up, and then it can be emergency deployed into a like an airship, like a small airship.
I'll take more time to think about it. My immediate thought, you know, the little scooters old folks can ride around on.
Mobility scooters.
Mobility scooter, but it has wings.
Oh my gosh.
And a little triangle thing at the top.
Oh, that's too good.
I love this too much, and you know she built it just for you because it looks just like that.
And there's a spot behind that so we can hold on to Iris.
You guys just got a big old helmet with big goggles just for you. As you walk over, Eleanor like leans down and she's like showing you the components of it. Like she whips out a wrench and starts showing you the components of it. And as she looks over at you and she's like, "Okay, say it."
What's going on with you and your sister, dear?
Do you really want to know?
Of course.
It's not going to get any better than what has already happened here today.
I know, I didn't like him much either, but we're going to talk about that later. We're going to be here for Charlotte now.
He was so weird.
He was a bit of a dick.
Anyway, it was a weird choice. She's made. I guess we've all made weirder choices. Beatty being one that she's made, but living with our brother is whatever. Okay. You know what Mayhem can make, right?
She's very magical. She could do ice things.
I love you, Mom, so much. I really do. I love that you never took the time to care about any of this stuff. It honestly makes me happy. I know it sounds like I'm making a joke, but I swear I love it so much. It makes me so happy. Okay. There are people who have a lot of influence and money and power who are looking for any advantage that they can have to make better weapons, soldiers, and so on. Fun, having better fun is something they do. The substance that Mayhem is able to, the crystal that Mayhem is able to produce, can be used for a lot of purposes, from serums that increase magical abilities to things like this. And she holds up her gun and she says, like, this uses a rudimentary form of this powder crystallized and packed into a type of metal casing, and when it fires it's just pure unbridled magic exploding into the person's body. It is quite deadly and very fun to use. It's gotten me out of a lot of scrapes, honestly, because the third thing that it's really good for is getting very, very high. It's almost like traversing to another plane. So much so that I have only ever done it one time. I didn't want to try it again. But I am the biggest purveyor of this substance. kind of like pushes her glasses up and looks at you like, don't judge me.
In all capacities, or specifically the drug one? Because we talked about diversifying.
I might be able to make it the easiest way I might be able to describe it is that some call me the Black Widow now, and others have called me the Bringer of Death. What was that cute one they called me? The Dream Master. That one made me laugh. In general, I kind of sell it to whoever will buy the most.
So you're the raw distributor. Oh, you've got your names. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. Yep.
And Charlotte has taken issue with this, I assume? Or are you not cutting your sister in? You two could work so well together.
She's... I mean, Adriel was getting paid for the substances, of course. He was getting compensated. He had a percentage. I don't know how much of that he was sharing with Charlotte, because she wasn't exactly speaking to me, but I had a bit of a blowout when I found out about Henry. Was a little pissed about the name, if I'm being honest. I may have said genetic freak shouldn't have our dad's name to her once not long ago.
Oh, that's not great.
I know.
We're
I
actually on the same
immediately
page about that.
I immediately apologized, but
Good.
I think she had moral concerns about how I was doing things, but I also have kept them alive. I think she saw these people as a way to escape society, to not have to see the things that were happening. We were all living in Hollow Vale. We were all kind of experiencing what the new world is becoming, and I think she wanted to get away from it and find culture that didn't have that, and that's what she found in Adriel and these people. But I was changing it with this substance, and I don't know. I shouldn't have called him a freak.
Well, that is true. That was very rude. I'm glad you apologized, but, I think you should come with us for the next little while. We're going to bring Charlotte. I'm going to try and bring Charlotte. And I think you two just need to reconnect outside of business and work and all of that. And you can work on trying to find, it's always good to have some limits to who you distribute things to. So we can find a way that is a little bit, she doesn't have to agree 100%, but as long as the worst of the worst don't get it.
Roll a persuasion check
ethical.
for me. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Ethical dealing.
Go do a real job. Stop selling drugs.
Drugs are real. Oh god, hold on. Where's my pop-up?
Give enough time, and she'll be able to spin it that she's a
entrepreneur,
a pharmacologist or whatever.
Yeah.
I have no
She's
persuasion.
a pharmacist.
A pharmacist. Yeah.
Yeah,
She'll make it legal.
Chemist. What are you talking
7.
about?
Okay.
It's fine.
She looks at you and she kind of like sucks on her teeth, like, Mom, one, I don't think it's safe for Henry here, and I don't think it's safe for Henry anywhere that you all are going. And she kind of like looks around at your party and like the literal mountains of insectoid bodies and this like death, this actively dying man who's like,
as Raz is flipping him over and
his arm off in the background. Yeah, she like looks around and she's like,
Casually checking his pockets.
Why do I just now imagine me looking over and Raz is there over the body? He looks up and he hisses like a raccoon.
yeah, she kind of looks at all of them and she's like, I don't think it's necessarily a good idea that Henry be with any of you on the rest of wherever you're going. I love you. I adore you.
Stay with you.
Oh,
That would be a
fuck.
safe place, right?
What if, hear me out, one, I'm not. I want to be really clear. I'm not giving this up. I don't care what structural change I have to make around this godforsaken fucking culture. This is not. This will either be under their control or it will be under someone else's, and I would much rather it be under theirs so I get cut in on the deal. So they need to sort out their shit fast, and I can help them with that. I can drop Charlotte off with our brother. I believe he is still in pilgrimage. It's not too far of a jaunt. And
Wait.
he could take Beatty's room. They could take Beatty's room. She's not there. She's with you.
Sorry, this is Cleo. Where did we just come from pilgrimage?
Yeah, pilgrimage is the city you were in that Beatty was
You know, where we
also
were being
technically in and
pursued
out
by
of.
the religious people who know who we
Yeah.
are.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, because okay, so he's got a place there,
I
but yeah,
see.
Yeah,
That's
because
smoking,
Beatty
but-
was in pilgrimage, and she is your son's roommate.
for sure. Yeah, but Iris, if he was there all the time, Iris would have been like a dirty sock. She would have like they
Yeah.
put her there so they could have some distance from.
Yeah, I think this is. Let me put it this way. I think this is news to Iris that he was living there. I think
yeah, she's like
because Beatty has not said that she was living in pilgrimage,
Yeah.
but you know that she's been living with your son. But I don't think she's dropped that she was living in pilgrimage. So this is news to you.
She's sorry, where?
Pilgrimage. He was in the capital.
No, the fuck he's not.
He's
I
been
would've
supposed to.
I was there.
Hang a fucking he was supposed to be. We've been sending him money for you. Are you fucking kidding me?
and she, maybe I'll have a fun fact that Iris has got like a wooden spoon that she would use. The shillelagh
Chase that boy
turns
down.
into a wooden spoon in her hand.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Are you fucking kidding me? We've been sending him. I increased my payments because I've been doing so. Breathe. I can't be mad at both of them
Oh,
at the
he
same
deserves
time.
a
It's
right smack.
dysregulated. You be mad at him. I'm gonna be mad at Charlotte. That'll balance us.
Don't be mad at Charlotte. She just lost her husband.
Fuck that guy.
Oh man.
Yes, but still.
Say, not husband. It wasn't legally binding yet.
It makes her not the queen. That's a problem. She kind of looks at you and she says, I'll take Charlotte to pilgrimage and apparently kick our brother's ass. But we know there's a spare bedroom there. Beatty would have kept that place fucking safe. We both know that. So they'll be safe there. And then you can visit whenever you get done with whatever the fuck you're doing.
Well, it sounds. I mean, we were chased out of it, but that sounds wonderful. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I'll run it by Charlotte, and I think you two on the way there would benefit from talking to one another and just,
Yeah, I have to. You watch as she takes a like it looks like a small piece of metal that's strapped around to her belt, and she pulls it up, and you notice that it's tied to some kind of string, and as she pulls it, the string snaps, and then she pulls the like bead in the air, and she traces a sigil in the air. And as she does, she like pushes the sigil forward, and you see her like look her head down, and you can hear a voice speaking to her, and she says, I need 2 agents to Luxus immediately, preferably an enforcer and someone skilled at enchantment magic. I will need some damage control for about 3 days. Going to be running an errand of which is none of your fucking business, and I want to hear a yes ma'am when I finish speaking. Do you hear me? And you hear them, like, you hear a sigh for like the briefest of seconds, and he goes, yes ma'am. Thought you were calling to tell me you'd be here for dinner. She says, not now. Later. Is she there too? And he says something, he says, yes, she's here. Okay. Tell her as well. And you hear somebody like speak in the background. She goes, is that her? Is that Eleanor? Oh my God, tell her I got the thing. And she's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Both of you shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
Iris
up.
has the same face that I do.
You're just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get on a fucking airship. Ensure this works. Give me 3 days. I'll be back. And then you see her like very quickly draw the same sigil, and it like
Was it
hangs up, and she
French
throws the thing
dear?
away. Mom, I love you so much, but I am the firstborn daughter of a firstborn daughter of a firstborn fucking daughter. I'm not telling you a thing until I'm ready, and I love you, and I will, I promise, but it's complicated,
She
and
pinches both of them.
she's like taking it like, oh, yes. And she like kind of leans into you and she says, I love you so much. Just give me a little bit. I will tell you, I promise. It's complicated and I'm new to it.
You be safe with whatever you're doing, and you take care of your sister. You give your brother a clip, and then you take care of him too. Okay?
How much of a clip? And she like holds up the gun just a little bit.
Not that one.
Does he need
None of
all of...
those.
He can heal. He's
Just
turn
right off the
into a...
back.
Maybe I'll have him turn into a rat and I'll just target practice for just a... It's fine. It's fine. Can't be mad at both of them. And she stands up and she's like, during this whole time, for what it's worth, this is the point at which you would like, you'll decide how this thing functions. But basically, she'll show you where like the accelerator is, the throttle, and kind of like, she'll explain how fast it can go, how to make repairs and modifications and things like that. And you get to kind of decide what this thing ultimately like how fast it can kind of go within a certain... But we'll give you like a number of points and figure out like how to make it work. If you give me something reasonable, I'm not going to fight you on how this thing works. But she shows you how you can basically just like roll it almost kind of like a bike, because if you turn this thing on, it goes really fast, over to the ship to load it up. And then she looks at Charlotte and says, come on, bring Henry, let's go. And Charlotte just kind of stands up and she says, hey Mom, I love you. Thank you for doing that. She gives you a big hug with Henry between you, and the two of them.
You too, dear.
Two
I'll
of
see
them
you soon.
on the airship. Yeah. She bundles up Henry nice and tight. They climb onto the airship.
She's like doing the grandma thing, like.
No. And Eleanor's like, please, please, please. But of course,
my
Charlotte is
dears.
just like, whatever you need, let's do this. It's fine.
Aw.
But they will. This is not happening. Of course, there's like time period here, so they're loading up and preparing to jet off. I want to jump over to
That was beautiful. Thank you, Ethan.
I want to jump over to Emmy real quick, and then I want to come back to the rest of the party. But Emmy, you are on the ship. You just gotten back, somehow being teleported over by Tarvin. He has like somehow changed form again as he's passed out into this kind of like bluish, taller. Yeah, he's got white hair. He's taller. He's like bluer skin now. You said you were going to cover him in a blanket as he was unconscious. What are you doing?
Because I'm not sure about the whole, like, we don't know anything about him, and we don't know anything about the group and what he's told other people. So I'm like, the fact that he seemed cautious and like about being seen like this, I kind of drag like a stool over or something and just kind of position myself in a way that if someone were to come in, they're not going to see him first.
Okay. He's just like out on the deck of the ship, but I think there's no like alternative to that unless you want to try to drag him somewhere.
I just did open heart surgery.
You got to be tired, yeah.
Den. I'm also weak as shit.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got him kind of covered up
Go
until
ahead.
there's somebody to talk to. I figure everyone will end up back on the ship, but
Okay. Out of curiosity,
but I-
do you want to roll a check to see if you know what he is?
sure.
It's up to you. Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would like to check.
It would be a... Actually, hang on. I don't know.
History?
I mean, history will work for sure if you want to roll that.
Perception? That doesn't
He
seem.
placed the trash can in the Blue Man Group.
Give me 1 sec, because I'm just trying to find out what type of... Yeah, it is history.
Insight, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it's history.
Oh, it is history.
Yeah, you're right.
First roll for me in this. 17.
Hey, okay. As you were looking at him, one, the elongation, the surprisingly kind of like height change of him. It's about like 6 inches or so. He got decently taller, but not as tall as you would expect any real Goliath to be. Tarvin is in fact a type of Goliath. He's a cloudkin. Hence the white hair and bluish skin. He has markings along his legs that, as you kind of like sweep the blanket over the top of, you recognize that they're familiar from your understandings of kind of Goliath culture. That this person has been, Tarvin has been hiding the nature of his being by making himself seem about a foot shorter, and making himself look like a kind of chestnut blonde, standard human with a beard, and when in fact he looks very, very similar to his humanoid illusion, but he is in fact a cloudkin Goliath.
With seeing that and realizing that, I'm very intrigued, and I'm going to go to the side of the ship and attempt. I don't know if Emmy's any good at this, but I'm going to go to the side of the ship and see if I can see Redvold.
Okay. Redvold, what would you be doing right now? There's a lot of crazy shit going on.
If I do see Redvold, I want to try and let out like a farmer's whistle, like a
yeah, sure.
Get his attention.
So, Redvold is letting Raz have his moment, stripping the unconscious body as he needs to, giving him the time that he needs to accomplish his personal goals, whilst clearly eyeing up that massive greatsword that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But kind of caught in an awkward position of he's keeping he's turning to look at the ship and then eyeing up the sword, but staying just far enough away that he's not like
kind of
crowding over Raz.
Yeah, you're like salivating a little bit, but you're trying to hang back. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be trying to be nonchalant by looking over to the ship every now and then, and I'll probably see Emmy and give her a wave.
And that's when I whistle I'm obviously not going to do it, but the noise.
I can't even do it. Yeah.
Kind of thing. The microphone's going to go. No, not fucking today. But yeah, the whistle to say
there.
come here.
On my way. And one last look, and then.
Okay, I'm gonna let's finish out like kind of this conversation, then we'll move to the rest of the party. So you arrive over at Emanaya, and you see that she has a person like covered with a blanket on the deck.
So, are you okay? Is everything okay?
Yes, thanks to you. I didn't have to worry about, what was coming, especially considering he was in pretty bad shape. Had to do some pretty difficult surgery, and somehow he managed to get us back here. But you're the only person I know that might know something about this, but also I trust you to keep what I assume he wanted to keep a secret.
Of course.
And I kind of bring him over and I'm like,
who is he?
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is Tarvin.
No. Tarvin was someone else, wasn't it?
I mean, we do live in a world with magic. It's not unfounded to think that he would want to change his he could change his appearance. Why would? I mean, I don't know a lot about Goliath culture or anything. Obviously, I don't know his story. We haven't really had time to talk to him, and frankly, I don't think many people in the group want to talk to him.
I was thinking the same thing.
Did you uncover him when you're showing him to
yeah, just
Redvold? Okay.
Yeah.
As you look down Redvold, you see, I mean, again, someone who looks very akin to Tarvin, but I don't think I've described him like how he kind of looks for a while. He's a very lanky person, and when you look down, you've never seen a Goliath this short. He's the shortest Goliath you've ever seen, like adult Goliath. He's only about 6'4", maybe 6'5". He is maybe even a little bit shorter than that. He is he's very lanky. He has a lot of kind of lean muscle on him. But on his left arm is just missing entirely. Laying in this position, you can see that he doesn't have a left arm. He has a robe that has been routinely covering that. I believe one of the characters caught it early on that he was somehow moving his robe, but not from the shoulder. And now thinking back on it, you realize that he must have been using some kind of an enchantment to simulate having 2 arms, despite the fact that he only has the one.
Would I be able to tell whether or not the arm has not been there since birth, or if he lost the arm?
Roll a medicine check.
Okay.
I believe in you, Redvold.
I believe you can fly.
Redvold can't. We've seen him on an airship.
With
a
a
12.
this isn't a high
I don't
check.
fly, though.
With the 12, even I mean, the DC for this is not super high. It looks like you've seen wounds. You've seen amputation type wounds because you've been in a lot of battles. You've been in a lot of fights. You've seen people lose limbs, fingers, etc. This doesn't look like it was created unnaturally. It doesn't look like it was a cut. It doesn't look like it was some kind of a burn or amputation. It looks like this is some sort of natural deformity, which, as far as you know, you've never met a Goliath who had a natural deformity like this. This is something incredibly foreign to you as a Goliath. This is, maybe you've heard of it before, but you've definitely never seen it before, unless, if you want to throw out your background. But him having a physical deformity is surprising, especially in cultures like yours that tend to value like strength and size. And he is both small for a Goliath and is missing an entire.
So Redvold will take a moment to make sure that whatever was covering him does continue, like pull it back to make sure he is back to his comfort.
I just imagine him like trying to breathe, and he's like sucking on the blanket in his face. Sorry, continue.
I can only hazard a guess as to what's happened here. Tarvin, while his character is probably one of great stature, his physicality is one that far too often is judged and shunned by our kin. Different families of Goliaths, different clans of Goliaths have different opinions and ways of doing things. I can only hazard a guess that he wants to hide the fact that he is deformed. He must have been taught from an early age to be ashamed of who he was. It pains me to find that that's the way he was raised. I wish he were comfortable enough around us to be able to show his true self.
I mean, I can understand, though. It's not dissimilar to Raz, being raised in a culture that tells you you're less than if you're not the ideal. It kind of makes a lot more sense that he's been so standoffish and not as open. He probably wouldn't trust easily. I mean, why would he trust us as well? Most of our group has been borderline rude and cruel to him. But then again, he never treated them badly, almost like he expected it.
It is, I would say, our responsibility, and I guess partly my responsibility as a Goliath, to
You're not. I mean,
change
you're
that.
not planning. I've noticed you kind of have a habit of adopting
No,
wayward
no.
pets. Actually, I hesitate to use the word pet, knowing what Redvold's like with pets. I mean, it's good though.
a situation like this, I think the best thing is to make sure that we provide an environment going forward that he is comfortable bringing it to us, rather than like going to him about this.
I couldn't just leave him there, though. I mean, he did save me. He clearly is very brave. I mean,
We will do better by him.
from what I gather, if it wasn't for him, Beatty and Henry might not have gotten out of there. And it's really sad to me that if none of us had gone, would we ever have known? I just don't know what to do. Obviously, you're right. We need to create an environment for him that he feels safe to come to us, to talk to us about it. But I don't know how to approach the others about this, to try to perhaps change the way that they interact with him. It's obviously not my secret to tell.
No. We should make sure that he is in a position where he can come to realization that he is the way that his glamour is dropped, fix it of his own accord, and then interact with everyone else. So let's, for now, keep him covered, taken care of.
Do you think you can help me move him below deck?
Yeah, if we can.
That would be nice. Open heart surgeries a lot, and he's a bit bigger now than I had, before.
I've got him.
You'll have to be careful. Because, I'm assuming he's got like a giant fucking
Yeah, as you go to pick him up,
thing.
I think you prepare yourself to hoist, a large, man, and find that he's not very heavy. But as you pick him up, his blanket slides to the side. You do see, like, he has a pretty big scar down the middle of his chest where Emmy just finished, like, putting a new heart inside this man's body. And as you take him below deck, there's a few beds, and then like a private bedroom, the one that Emmy woke up in originally. You can put him in any of them; it's up to you. But you're able to set him down easily, and he will start to kind of rest off the experience he just had of having his heart exploded and then replaced. But I want to give that scene a chance to you guys a chance to kind of like breathe from that. Beryl,
I would stay with him anyway, just to monitoring him for medical reasons.
Done that. Beryl, Kaida, what are you two up to? Let me give you a little bit of scene here too. The two of you are watching Raz, because it takes about 10 minutes to take off this armor, Raz. So during this time, you're watching Iris have this conversation with her daughters and kissing off her grandson, letting them say, goodbye, have a good, trip, and they're kind of moving off. You see Redvold go to help Emanaya with something. Pick has like slowly walked over to kind of get close to where Raz is and is kind of watching what he's doing. Just kind of like standing about 15 feet away from him, kind of just like looking at his direction. And what are the two? And you're both about maybe 90 feet away from where that lab was that Josephine created. And there's of course all these like insectoid bits everywhere. So what are you two doing?
Go ahead, Kaida.
Kaida was kind of like looking at the insectoid bits and thinking about going and seeing if any of the weapons she threw at the woman still go back in her bag.
Yeah.
And she's kind of watching Raz and like wondering, like, are you supposed to apologize when you kill somebody's mom, but their mom was like a giant spider who was like bringing all these other spiders and bad things and antlions? And I don't want to think about what an antlion is again right now, but I'm just saying, like, she's having a little internal mental war right now.
Like next to
And she's
her.
also watching him like.
Yeah,
leave
you're
his
also having this
body.
experience of watching this man who is still dying. Like he's taken a while to go
Right.
down. He's like they're still just dying. He's going through it as
And then
you
Like, Red Bull
Raz rolls him
go,
onto his back so
and
he
I'm, like,
chokes on
kinda
his own
like,
blood.
Well, what's Red Bull doing? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm just like
looking
kind
around.
of kicking dust, and like well, the battle ended, and
Roll an
I don't actually
investigation
wanna
check
talk
for
about
me.
feelings right now. You want what?
Roll an investigation check for me.
An investigation check.
Yeah.
I actually had the wrong whole system up here. Come back, roll 20. Not alchemy.
Not alchemy anymore. We tried you, alchemy. Too hard. Distracted us way too much. Okay, with a 6, as you look around, I mean, what you see, the first thing that you see, I mean, is Josephine's head, sitting next to her body, sitting next to Raz, who is taking this armor off this dude. And then you see all the kind of like insect bits, and you're like, ugh, I don't want to look at that. And then you look back over at Josephine, and you realize that the form that she was in is kind of like, as it's been started to melt away, you realize that the sword that she was carrying, that seemed like it was almost like a large stinger, like a large, almost like a lance kind of weapon, is still there, despite the fact that it seemed like it might have been like fused to her body. It is not fused to her body anymore. It is in fact like laying to her side. She was also wearing some kind of amulet, it looks like, around her neck. And those are the two things that you see kind of next to her.
Walk up to her a little bit and kind of look back at Raz too. Just another moral quandary. Like I killed his mama. Can I loot his mama? Shit. Hey Raz. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey Raz. I know you're busy with the gurgling and everything. Was your mom known to wear a necklace?
Eden, this is a tough question because I'm trying to figure out how much would Raz really remember about his mom?
Your mother was accused of trying to kill you when you were an infant, and so any memories you have of your mother are more visceral than they are anything else. They're smells and like brief sounds, and maybe like hints of a song, things like that. You don't remember much else. It's like the fading. She was borderline like a ghost to you for the most part. Like you have very little memory of her. So you have, I don't think there's, I'll tell you what, roll a just flat intelligence check. We'll just check your memory to see if maybe in your mind's eye anything flickers around some kind of a necklace.
13.
Yeah, I think with the 13, you have memories of jewelry that your mother would wear dangling over you or around you whenever you would be held by her. You know, you just started to walk. Like just started to learn to walk whenever she disappeared. And so for you, she disappeared because you didn't know what happened. And you don't remember any specific jewelry she would wear.
Okay. Nothing specific.
So, if
Sorry.
she has one on now, theoretically, what would you think about that?
Does it look expensive?
I don't really know like the cost of it.
You can roll an investigation check to see if you can determine like maybe if it has any value.
Or I can just freeze.
I love it when that happens to us. Sometimes you have to. Oh, you got a 17. Okay. With a 17, you can tell that the material that it's made out of is at least of high quality. It's golden, and so you can make an assumption that maybe it is some kind of gold-based material or some kind of like gold-lined material. And real quick, just for the stream, so you guys are aware, every time I look at a different tab on my computer, it zeroes out. You can't see Riverside's video. So I'm sorry. That's me looking up things. Whenever I do that, all the videos go away. So just ignore that. I'm sorry. It'll keep doing that. I'm about to do it again. So
Patreon, so we can get Ethan a second monitor, so he doesn't.
I have a second monitor. That's not the problem. If I pull it up, it gets mad at me. It's like, hey, Riverside is not being looked at, so I'm mad now. But it's fine. Now I'll bring it back. Boom. There. I fixed it. Okay. So yeah, you can tell that it's made out of some kind of a precious metal. Whether or not you tell Raz that is up to you. He is clearly busy right now. Raz, what the fuck?
He got the armor off.
It's Kentucky Derby time. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, you can tell it's made out of some kind of quality
it's
metal.
A song by AJR. It's an alarm I have for 9:30.
Okay. But you can tell it is.
So I'm
it
gonna
is
reach
busy.
down.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like, gently undo it and just hold it. And I'm like, Raz, if you're not interested in it, I don't wear jewelry. Maybe Emmy wants it. And I just like stuff it in my bag, and then I'm like looking at the
Let me give the death prize of the corpse of my friend's mum
Listen,
to the person
you didn't
who
get
killed his
anything
dad.
off of the corpse of his daddy, so maybe,
Wow.
Prezi.
When you pick up the as you're like undoing the
We're worst
necklace.
friends ever.
As you're undoing the necklace, you recognize that it is it's made out of some kind of precious metal. It's cold to the touch, almost as if like it wasn't sitting against like a human's flesh. Like maybe her skin wasn't warm to the touch, so it's cold. As you look at the design, it has like this inlaid bisected rings, almost looking like some kind of a portal. And then in the center of it, you see what looks like a long sword or some sort of type of weapon that seems like it's almost like thorned or something. And then like across that is this like almost briar-like pattern that forms a third ring. And you realize as you pick it up that the rings can spin, that all three of them spin together around this like center device. And you're able to tuck that into your pocket. Then you wanted to look at the weapon as well?
Yeah, but that one, I'm gonna leave for Raz.
Okay. As you look down at
I
it,
know it's here.
it looks, the way she was wielding it, very similar to the large man who is now dying. She was wielding what, like a rapier, this very large lance, a lance like you would carry on a horse when you're riding into battle. A lance is a two-handed weapon unless you're on a horse. You can use it one-handed if you're on a horse or other device like a motorcycle that Iris now has. But
Oh my god, Iris on her scooter with a jousting stick.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
but you
with a little.
this lance
What's the top
is
speed on that scooter?
Just drifting.
you can tell where the lance was like adhered to her body as if it had been like almost like fused to where she was. Right around the guard where it flares out, there are these kind of like spikes that come out, and it looks like her skin or whatever material, because it's all goopy now, had like adhered onto that. But it has this very like brass coloration to it, this kind of bronzish like brass, like discolorated bronze down the entire length of it, and it has these almost like lightning like looking designs along the entire length of the lance. But it's a big weapon. It's about 4 feet long. So
Does it look like the design of it? Does it look like it's related to the amulet?
no, the two don't appear to
Okay.
be
We
specifically
don't like.
related.
Okay.
Nothing strikes as familiar from the two.
Does anyone have proficiency in lances?
Anyone with martial weapons?
I have
Okay.
I
martial
will
weapons.
say, if we can get Ida like a little hood that's got pointed ears, she puts it on her back. Straight up Silk Song.
You're basically horned at that point. Let's jump over to. Or do you want to do anything else, Kaida, with this stuff as you're kind of like looking around? You mentioned you wanted to kick around.
No, she didn't really want to loot. She was just kind of like interested in the stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
these are the only things
So she
with a
didn't wanna
6.
actually
That's all
talk
you
to
that you
Raz
managed to
about
see.
doing it,
Yeah,
so. She just wants to find something to do.
I understand.
Just loot side by side, not saying anything.
Beryl, during
It's
this
our
kind of
weird bonding.
yeah, during this kind of 10-minute period of like all this stuff that's going on with the others, what would you be doing?
I mean, I realize that Beryl might not actually know what's down there, like in terms of there being a laboratory down there, but I think there was enough activity going on in that area that he would at least go and check, and there's reason enough for him to go and check and
Well-
find out, because I want to explore that.
Because I think, because you would have been aware that, because you were on the airship with Redvold, and Redvold went from that and basically ran off after Emmy. You would have seen that, but I think you.
Did you
Is
do
everything that was
ground
going on?
sense thing while we were in
He
that
did.
battle?
Yeah,
So you might have sensed it.
you could sense there's something
It's all good.
like buried within there for earlier.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I don't need to
Okay.
Just trying
belabor
to
it,
give
but I
Zach
do.
as much help to get what he wants.
I'm
As-
getting over there. My point
Yeah.
is that there's enough reason for me to check out the area and discover the lab.
Yeah.
My knowledge is that there's a lab. Beryl doesn't know there's a lab, but like I want
Right.
Beryl to explore this lab, so he's going to explore this lab.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but,
it's also
so
clear
yeah,
enough
head over
something
there.
was going on over there. So as you walk over, there's a very, very large ancient tree that you notice has very unique markings. It's a type of tree you've never seen before. It's so old and it's petrified. It almost seems like it may have been buried at some point under the ocean, because it has kind of like driftwood-like qualities. And you wonder what this may have been from, or what kind of society might have been here. But as you're searching underneath it, you come to a like very small, narrow impasse that you almost can't see until you walk past it. And then you realize that that's the entrance, and you kind of like snugly move your way through it and come into what would have been a very cozy kind of like small living space, if not for just the sheer amount of gore on one wall. Because you can very clearly see where someone had been stabbed through the chest and thrown against a wall into this, from one side being the kitchen, the other side being this like small area covered in books, where this person had been like yeeted from one side to the other. There's still a few lanterns lit in here, and so as you look straight ahead, the door to this laboratory is open. So beyond the area you're in, you can see what looks like some kind of a crackling energy in the middle of a room. Maybe like 190 feet away from you. It's surprising how small this den is compared to how big the lab is. So as you walk into this small space, you can kind of look around. You see a kitchen, a seating area, a kind of like dining area, and then a like little reading nook, and then it leads back into the lab.
Yeah, Beryl has like I think I have like superior dark vision too, so he's got eyes down this whole thing. This is bad form, but I'm not gonna let my joke go unacknowledged from before. So as Raz is looting the man who's gurgling out and bleeding from the neck, Beryl's is like, "All right, Raz, call me when you're done with Charlie Kirk over there. I'll be down here."
Oh shit! Oh no, that's gonna get clipped, and we're gonna have
Yeah, it is. And Beryl is completely uninterested in the kitsch
Yeah,
up here, and he's going straight for the crackling energy in the laboratory.
Okay.
down there.
as you
But yeah, I wouldn't need to belabor this. I just want to see what there is to. However much you want to like kind of share with me. I can roll whatever you want to roll. But
No,
he's
no, you're
very
fair.
interested in trying to figure out how she was controlling or creating a well, whatever all that was,
yeah.
and looking for anything like magical / technological, like spell scrolls, anything like that.
Right. I'm trying to focus in on like the things that would fascinate Beryl versus others. Like the tree, I think would be something from an ancient society or like an ancient time that would be remarkable. The kind of like layout of this space being somewhat unremarkable because you don't care about kitchen stuff or whatever.
If that tree was the most interesting thing here, Beryl would be interested in it. But like because there's like a well situation,
Right,
That's
yeah.
kind of very much what he's honing.
And as you move into the lab area, the first thing that strikes you as surprising is that it's made out of a dark metal, which may not have caught the eye of others, but this dark metal is both a rare material that you've only ever seen used in certain like types of highly decorated military folks, or in the shields of like very ornate kind of magical shields. You've only seen your father ever work with this, your family ever work with this kind of dark metal maybe once or twice. It's so rare. And this entire place is made out of it, which is surprising. The second thing you notice is that this well or whatever it is not done closing. It is still actively like closing down. So while the well is collapsing, you get a very good image, a very good look at like what this looks like as a well break happens, where they're able to break through the well. Will you roll an Arcana check for me as you're kind of looking at that, and then an investigation check to kind of see around the room?
Yeah, and Beryl will be kind of like have a book out and be taking notes as he's like doing this on all that stuff. Man, I rolled real low.
Your Arcana's really high, so
I have a
that is
plus
surprising.
10 and I rolled a 14 on it. And then investigation. Oh, the investigation was much better. 24.
Oh yeah, okay. With the Arcana check, what strikes you, I think the thing that throws you off is that you've just never seen this phenomenon before, right? Like you're familiar with the magics that function around this because you're all trained in it as well as well divers. You've been around the war, you've heard of well breaks and maybe even seen one or two. They are, uncommon because of the structure of this world. They don't happen much anymore. One that was the one thing I will give you very, very plainly about this is one that was manufactured from the opposite side. One that was punched from this plane into that plane is unheard of. You don't remember a historical text of that. It has always been a well that was naturally forming that was punched from the world below into this world. Somehow, Josephine discovered a method by which to create that puncture on this side of the planar dissection and was able to punch through from this side. And that may be the reason that it's collapsing in a very unique way, because it is like moving into itself. It's almost like absorbing itself, like a collapsing star. As you look around the room with a 24 investigation, you find a number of things that might be interesting to you. The first being that she has a type of tool that when you see it, you begin to recognize it as, at first you think it's maybe a smith tool, but it gives off a certain kind of shimmer that surprises you. And you've seen one of these before. No need to make an Arcana check or otherwise, because this is a very rare type of artisan tool. This is an all-purpose tool, a magical tool that gives the wielder a +1 to their spell attack and spell DC. And it can also magically change into any type of tool you want to. Clearly, she was using this to like fasten this place out of. So this is an item that you were able to collect. You see a number of scrolls. Deciphering them now would take quite a bit of time, so you're able to gather up 3 separate scrolls, one of which is much larger than the other 2, and it is in a language you do not recognize. The other 2 you might recognize a language or have seen something like it. The third, you have no idea what it's written in. It does not look like any language you've ever seen. One of the languages absolutely looks like the language you've seen in the halls of the first above you. But the third one is on a very big script, and you have no idea what it says. But it seems to be a magical scroll as far as you can tell. There are a ton of monster parts in here that seem like they have been mutated in some way. There is a chimera that was at one point on this table that has been like dissected, and there are bits, the different parts have been laid out about the room, the various heads, the tail, and others. And you can tell that there's like some kind of a substance, some kind of a black ichor that is growing on each of them. And you recognize that black ichor from the priest that exploded. It looks very much like the ichor that came out of him. And last but not least, you notice that there is a massive spell circle in the middle of this room that was so massive and potentially so disruptive that there are these magical generators all around the room at 4 different points that seem to have been used to funnel energy from the air or something around here. It is somehow funneling arcane magic from the area around here to funnel it into this point, likely to try to like fracture the reality between this world and the other, creating this kind of puncture from this realm to the next. I think even with your very high check, like understanding the amount of energy that may have taken or the exact circles would take time. But if you want to take that time, it's up to you.
How long would this have taken? Because I'm doing this
I'm
until
doing all these in
Raz
like
calls
10
out that
minutes. So yeah, we'll say that
Yeah.
that alone took about 10 minutes.
Okay, so if I do hear like I did honestly say to Raz like call me when you're done, and we'll leave, but I'm gonna be down there. So if uh I will start doing that until or unless I hear until I hear Raz
Okay.
call me to leave. But
Well,
he's scooped up scrolls. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop up like at least a few monster parts. I'm definitely
Okay.
gonna take a sample of that black ichor
Mhm.
um in like a vial, like forensics gloves on, scooping it into a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I took a sample from when we dealt with the priest at any point,
I would have
but
been
I'm definitely going to take a sample
surprised.
now.
Okay.
Yeah,
You may have
if it
actually.
looks
That sounds
familiar, I'll take a
familiar,
sample.
actually.
Well, I don't know. I want to say that it's something Beryl would do if I had the presence of mind as a player to say it, but I don't think I did.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
at
this is
least
a point
now
where
that
we
this
can
has
leverage
caught
our
my eye as being
fans.
similar.
Hey, fans, go
Yeah.
listen back to that
Yes.
episode and tell
Yeah.
us.
So maybe if we
Yeah.
took a sample of that stuff. I mean, if nothing else, I think Raz was covered in it, so maybe we wrung out his shirt into like a dirty glass in Guzman's bar.
He was inside
I
a
do
catfish at
have
that time. I don't know what you're talking about.
the rags from him that are covering the
Yeah.
blade still, so there
Mhm.
might be something on that.
Yeah, it's
That was
true.
mostly pus, I think, but we'll see.
Okay, well then let's jump over to Raz. Raz, you are about to finish up taking the armor off of this man, and Pick has moved over close, like about 15 feet away from you, kind of watching you generally. And she says, after a few minutes, literally, of just kind of standing near you and looking between this man who is now dead. I'm going to let him be dead now. He's been suffering long enough. And Josephine, she looks at you and she says,
R.I.P. Charlie.
Please don't start singing We Are Charlie Kirk. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Last time. 3 times the charm. I'm done.
No, you're fine. I didn't
don't
realize who you
want
meant
to
the
get
first time.
deported. Stop it.
I will stop.
Our
I'm
podcast is
so
going to get demonetized or whatever the fuck for this. I love that
I
for
will
us.
point out if people don't know where our political standings are, at this point, they haven't been paying attention.
It's fine. It's fine. As you were like on
Care about people.
the last bit of like taking this man's armor off of him, as he has passed from this world, the Pick speaks up and she says, I didn't know she was your mom. I met her once. You did too. Just don't remember it. He's like kicking the ground, like kind of just chilling.
Yeah. Raz is. He doesn't really want to talk to her right now, but
I get that.
he's so curious about why she says he's seen her. So I think his curiosity is gonna subtly take over. But while this is happening, when he's getting this armor off,
Mhm.
and he'll be interacting with her while he's doing this. He's gonna take the great sword and
Sure.
ritually like cut off the guy's wings.
Okay.
And take the sword. It's just like a like a final
Yeah,
thing.
I get
like
it,
a
yeah.
Goodbye. But so it might be weird to everybody else, but he's gonna do it so casually that it's just gonna be. Like,
I mean, I would say I
whatever.
think culturally this is desecration to you and your people. Like this is how you get exiled is by having your wings removed.
Right. Well, and when you're beaten in battle, you
Sure.
take the wings. But anyway, so I only say that because that's what he's going to be doing while he's talking to her. So I don't know how she or anybody else is going to react to this, but that's
Fair enough.
what he's doing. He's just so casual about it. But he's going to be like, "What do you mean? I haven't seen her since I was a child."
When you look, I didn't remember this, okay? Until I saw her face. You got exiled for getting beaten by a harpy. That harpy was my mother. And she died. But I was cast down to the beach. Like you were. And I didn't realize what happened at the time. But someone saved both of us. I didn't realize it was you. And I didn't realize it was her. Until I saw the two of you together. But I think she's the one who patched us up and sent us back out.
He's just gonna like look at the head of his mother because it's not on her body anymore.
Nope.
And just kind of take it in.
As you're looking down, you, much like you saw the strand that connected you to Imaniah, you see a strand connecting you to Nick.
Okay.
Those strands that you've seen between you and Mayhem and you and Imaniah, there is one between you and Pick.
Does Raz know what, like, have any idea yet what this?
You had the
strand
memory, the unlocking of the idea that if you can see this connection, it means that the other person is a scion. That
Okay.
Mayhem is the water scion, Imaniah is some kind of scion, you're not sure. And Pick is apparently some kind of scion as well.
Okay. He's gonna look confusingly at her, but he doesn't want to deal with this right now, so he's gonna say,
Yeah.
we'll talk about this later. And then he walks past her towards
Mhm.
Redvold. And he
Redvold is like coming up from the bottom of the ship at this point.
and he takes the great sword and he like presents it in a respectable way of like showing off how beautiful this sword is. And he's like, this sword is given to the strongest of the first. I think you should have it. And he hands it to Redvold.
Okay.
He doesn't have to take it, but he's handing it to him.
He'll reach out, grab hold of the sword with one hand, and grab hold of Raz with the other. Just a nice big hug.
Raz will kind of softly lean in a little bit to the hug, but
You've had a long day.
but he'll stoic up again and kind of like, I hope that does well for you. And then he turns back around, and I want him to go to his mother, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Can I do an investigation check on her as well?
Yeah.
And this one's not for looting.
No,
as
I
much
know.
as It's
It's okay.
for kind of looking for memory, but also looking for. He's also looking for how, like, you said she was so morphed, but did she go back to like normal,
Her head
or is she
did.
still kind of
The
distorted?
body turned into goo.
Okay. Well, I just want to see if there's anything that he can kind of find that either is like of a memory or something.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'll roll
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. 13.
With a 13, you kneel down next to your mother's head. It now looking like she did. She really does look like you. It's like looking in a little bit of an older, more femme mirror. And her face is at peace, surprisingly, despite the fact that it was severed. She is familiar in the way that a smell is familiar that you can't place. A perfume that you know you've smelled before, but you don't know where. Sound you've heard, but you can't remember what causes it. She's familiar like a cracked mirror is familiar. That it feels like you're looking at a piece of yourself that you just don't understand. what she means to you is up to you. But she
Mhm.
is your mother. And whether how you feel about that is up to you, but she is inherently connected to you.
I'd say Raz dealt with the absence of his mother growing up. I think if anything, it's more he has kind of like a sadness of the loss of what could have been, realizing that she was alive this whole time,
Mhm.
and that he wasn't able to have that. But it's more of like the loss of like that quiet hope that maybe one day you would kind of find that lost one. And so he's gonna kind of come to terms with it of like, no, this is now obviously definitive. And he's gonna pick up the lance, if I can.
Yeah.
And this one I do want to offer to Kaida.
Okay.
And I'll go up to her and it'll be like, you earned this. And it's kind of a not a mean or a bitter or anything. It's the he would be like, you won in combat. You can have this weapon. It belongs to you now.
And we'll tell Kaida that when she gets back from, I assume, wrangling a cat.
We had to step out for like a quick
Yeah, I think she's
second.
getting attacked by a cat.
It's
Hey,
it might be
but-
her kiddo.
Oh, yeah,
I-
it might be that
I
too.
will say that it'd be perfectly in character for Kaida to go, cool, thanks.
Thanks, Raz.
Perfectly fair.
Totally.
Raz, as you have taken the lance and you walk it over to Kaida, who just got back. Kai, oh, she doesn't have her. Can you hear us? No, not yet. Now she can hear us. Hi,
should be able to
Kaida.
hear us now.
Raz just handed you that lance.
I wasn't looking at the screen, so I was looking at the
Oh, no.
game stuff, so I didn't notice she'd walked away.
It was beautiful.
But he
It
brought
was
you
Very
over the
glad it was
lance
beautiful.
and shared
Aw.
his
Said
mother's
you
lance
earned
with
it.
you.
Get another stabby stick.
Well, if you want it, you can have it.
Yeah, you know. I wouldn't have taken it otherwise, but if you're offering, still
But yeah.
kind of sorry for killing your mom.
And then Raz will say, just quietly, she wasn't my mom. And then just walk away. He didn't know her. He didn't actually know this person. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have that kind of maternal feeling towards her.
Raz, as you picked up the lance earlier, as you were walking it over to Kaida, you caught a flash of something metallic underneath the body, the like kind of now goopy body of your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And with the investigation check you rolled earlier, you noticed that there is a shield there as well.
Okay. Do I have to clean it off then, I guess?
This stuff it turns very quickly into sawdust almost. It starts off almost biodegrades extremely fast. It goes from like
Is this
wet.
like the chicken thing that we
Yeah, it's like the chicken thing. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Anything that is associated with the world below that dies, very much like any extraplanar creature, kind of very quickly turns to like ash and goop.
Okay, cool.
And so it starts off wet, very quickly turns into like kinetic sand and then ash.
Got it.
And so as you like pick up the shield, it basically just like sloughs off of it. This shield, as you pick it up, it immediately looks familiar to your people because you've seen like iconography of this shield before, but you've never seen a physical one before. This is a shield of a Valkyrie, one of the highest decorated femme member of your society as far as like combat goes is honored with the shield of a Valkyrie. And this is the shield of a Valkyrie, one that you've never physically seen one before because there hasn't, as far as you know, there hasn't been one since your mother.
Mm-hmm.
But she was honored with it and apparently still had it.
Okay. Do I need to do some kind of investigation on it if there's anything special, or is it? just a shield
You
that's
there,
ornate?
so you have to do a magical like spell to determining if something is magical is like detect magic is a spell used to do that, and then there's another spell that tells you like what things do. So
Okay.
Beryl can tell you that eventually he'll have to like cast that on a few things that you guys have found to try to figure out what they do.
If need be, Emmy can cast it too.
Thank
so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The Iris's daughter, right, is the one who killed the Legionnaire, correct?
Yeah, she did. She's actively
she's
like
also the one-
loading up her airship right now.
And she's also the one who has is it Charlie? The I can't remember his
Henry.
name.
So
Henry,
there's sorry, Charlie was
Too
the
many
name
names.
Charlie was the name that Zach gave to the man that
Yeah.
got shot in the neck.
I'm trying.
Sorry.
I was trying to remember what the.
No, you're
boy's
fine.
name was.
Yeah.
His name is Henry.
Henry.
She has two daughters here. One is Charlotte, who is the middle daughter. She was engaged to your father, who now obviously that's
Your
no longer the
stepmom.
case anymore. Your future stepmom, if this had gone through, you're proposed to be stepmother, but now she's not. She is holding your half brother Henry, which was Iris's husband's name. He's named after
Right.
Iris's husband, and the oldest daughter of Iris is Eleanor, who is like actively loading up her airship to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay.
She's the one who
So,
shot him. Is the eldest.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to I'm so bad with names. Whoever has Henry.
Charlotte.
And I'm going to give her my chainmail, because canonically it was a gift from Raz's father, and he's gonna give it to her for Henry. Since they're probably gonna part ways, it's gonna be a little gift for Henry from his dad, and so he's gonna pass it on, and then he's going to have plucked a feather off of the wing of the Legionnaire, and he's going to go to the other sister who's packing up, and he's going to hand this feather that will probably mean nothing to her, but to him it's
Yeah.
important. And it's going to be from the wings he cut off, and he'll be like, "You killed a great warrior today. You can have this token to remember this great victory." And then Raz respects the crap out of the guy that died. I mean, he knew him as a kid. So it is kind of like to him, it's a token of like, this guy was really awesome and you beat him, so you might want to
He
kind of
killed
a trophy.
you and brought you back and
Yeah, 'cause he was that good.
calling him awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Baby, you need therapy. And a lot of rest.
He's learning. Give him time. Charlotte takes the armor, and she kind of looks up at you like through her eyes, like not angrily, but just like sheepishly, and says, "Thank you. When you get back into pilgrimage, I think maybe it would benefit the both of us to have a lot of drinks and talk. Maybe. And you could see your brother." And like winces when she says that. And as you hand Eleanor this feather, she has like a very markedly, like, she's busy, and so when you reach out to hand it to her, she just goes, "Oh, then she like grabs it, goes, "Okay." And she tucks it into like the breast of her like little working jacket, and she goes, "Sorry about this. You don't want to be king, right?"
I couldn't manage that right now.
Great. And then she like gets right back to what she was doing. Outstanding. Wonderful. She like continues saying things. She's like working on things. Perfect.
And then yeah, he's gonna go off and probably see what Beryl's doing.
Okay. Does anyone else want to jump in here with what all of you are doing? Okay, then let's cut over to Beryl as you walk into. Beryl, you have been, I mean, it took I'm going to say another 10 minutes to do this. You've had some time to pick one of the things that you wanted to kind of work on and tell me what you're doing. Oh, Emmy, sorry.
Are we going to take a bio break at all?
We are, yeah, right after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I mentioned that I was like taking samples of some of the biological matter here,
Yeah.
grabbing the scrolls and stuff. Remind me, what was the very last thing that you mentioned? Something about like concentric circles or something?
Yeah, there's a very large like magic circle drawn onto the floor that's constructed within this black metal, and then there's these large. They almost look like spotlights, but they had some sort of like Tesla like charge to them, and they were somehow powering the floor. So you can pick one of those three things: the Ichor, the I forgot the other one, and then the floor.
Yeah. Beryl won't dwell on the Ichor, but I'm just gonna like quickly get a sample of that.
Right.
I
If you
can
don't
go
want to
over
like
that
spend
with
time
some-
studying it, that's fine. It's just scoop.
Yeah, I'll study later. I think he wants to mostly focus on the magic circle on the floor next. I do want to mention though I also want to at least have a quick look around for this fascinating dark metal that this place is constructed of.
Mhm.
If there's any like ore or ingots or something of that lying around, he would want to keep an eye out and like take any of that. And
Okay.
also just generally any gold, because in all of our porting over of character sheets, I still only have my starting gold, and I don't know if we've ever actually found gold or not.
I
I'm
don't
kinda
believe you
doubt
guys
it, but
have. Yeah.
I need gold for shit that I want to do, so we're gonna be looking for gold. In here
Yeah,
too.
as you probably recognize, like being in the world below doesn't necessarily afford you any gold because there's likely no currency down there outside of what you can sell it's a job, right? So you get paid for going down there and doing it. You'll get paid at the end of this like quest that you're doing because you are doing it as a job for this guild.
Not even a per diem.
We need to start
No per
jumping
diem.
people.
Yeah, robbing people. But as you're looking around, I'm gonna let that investigation check from earlier roll. You do in fact find 2 of these ingots of this dark metal. So just write down dark metal ingots, and you also find a like a small material component bag that contains some gold in it as well.
Lovely.
And roll an Arcana check for me as you're looking at these circles. And we'll talk about how much like gold and the material components that are in that in a second.
It's over here now. Yeah, that can all be like off-air stuff.
Well, I think we should. I think as far as like equipment stuff
it
goes, we should do
go?
some of that stuff. It's fun for people to hear.
Fair. Did it go? It went. Oh, even lower. I rolled a 1 for an 11. Always on my
A
Arcana
nat
checks,
one,
I always
baby.
roll.
It doesn't even show that it's a nat one. That's
Yo.
unfortunate. With a nat one, I mean, yeah, this is just so foreign to you as far as like magic goes. I don't know that you have a lot of experience in, conjuration magic. It's not your focus, right? You're focused on
It's
transmutation.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in. Yeah, it wouldn't have been at the forefront of his study, but it wouldn't have been so far out. Stuff like necromancy and like
Yeah.
illusion or stuff that he wouldn't really, and enchantment or stuff that he would have focused on less than like transmutation, some conjuration, and a lot of abjuration, obviously, as an observer.
Oh, abjuration. Yeah, that's your focus. Okay. I will say, I mean, part of the element of this circle is definitely abjuration based. And maybe that's what hangs you up on this that keeps you from being able to like figure out what the rest of it is. There's some kind of
You
a
know what I would
protective
say?
element. Yeah,
As
please.
part of, if I was going to be spending this much time investigating this magic circle, I would have ritual cast detect magic while I was at it.
Yeah. Okay. With a detect magic, you can very easily tell that, the things that you have found are the primary magical things in the room. The all-purpose tool's magical. The some of the components in the bag that you found are magical. Something in there is magical, at least. The 4 like Tesla-like pillars are magical. They are giving off some kind of a magical effect, and the magical circle is magic. And of course, the schools that you can tell for the Tesla coils, it is evocation. Within the bag, there is something that is conjuration based. You're not sure if it's in the bag or the bag itself. One of the two of them is conjuration based. The all-purpose tool, I have no fucking idea what school that's from, but probably probably conjuration. And then the magic circle is overwhelming because it is multiple different types of magic. And as you try to focus in on the one that you know best, as you're looking at the abjuration, trying to figure out like what protective elements the circle has, you get kind of like lost in the sauce a little bit, looking at that. And then Raz walks in. And let's take a quick break there as Raz walks into this area, and we'll come back after 5 to 10 minutes, a quick bio break, and we'll come back in. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yay, thank you.
All right, guys. See you guys all in like 5 to 10 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
I'm turning off. And we're back.
We were
Hi,
just talking
everybody.
about how Raz should light things on fire more often.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as we jump back in, Raz, you were just walking into the room as Beryl was kind of like trying to figure out what's going on with this, this magic circle on the ground and getting kind of distracted from it, and also just like, maybe losing focus on what the intent of it is as you walk into the room. Or wait, do you go into the room or do you stay in her main area first?
No, I'd be going to find Beryl
Okay.
because you basically made it sound like everybody's getting ready to go. I've done all that I want to do.
up to you
So
guys.
I'm just gonna go check on Beryl because he kind of told me to let him know when I was done. So
Okay.
I just walk in and I won't walk like way in, but I'll kind of give him his space, take a few steps in the door, and be like, "Find anything interesting?"
Oh, Christ, you scared the bejesus out of me, Raz. I'm concentrating in here. Yeah, quite a bit, actually. It's a bit too much to go over now. Are we leaving?
If you're good in here, I think everybody else is ready to go.
I mean, I could spend another few hours in here if you give me the chance, so it's best if we go, I guess. Help me carry some of this stuff, will you? And he's like unloading some of those like black metal ingots and stuff into like Raz's hands. He's just like it's not frantic, but just like with purpose and not waiting for Raz to respond. Just kind of like grabbing stuff off of these tables, like and piling monster parts and like ingots and stuff into Raz's hands.
Yeah.
While Raz is walking up to help him, can I do a quick investigation just to kind of see what I see on the walls? Like nothing major, just to kind of. He's still trying to figure out his mother a little bit. So,
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. But yeah, and then he'll just, without any question, just go and help Beryl with all the stuff he's got.
Okay.
That's only a 2. There you go.
Oof. You know what it is? As you're walking through the her main area, something caught your eye that you didn't. Her like living quarters. Something caught your eye that you didn't process, and then as you came into this lab, the like stark disruption of it. A couple of things strike you about the lab just as strange. First is that how just absolutely clean and tidy it is. Not as if someone who had lost their mind would have been doing. It's clearly like there was purpose here. And then as you start to kind of look around at the things in the room, you think back to the living quarter that she created, and the layout reminds you of a place you've been. It reminds you of your childhood bedroom. It's laid out almost identically to your room, with the exception of a kitchen, which your room did not have. But you had within your own childhood bedroom, there was a space that had like a reading corner, a space that kind of had a lounging area with a bed, a space with a small table where you would hold your little mock war meetings or whatever you might have done as a child. And you're surprisingly, I think to you, that connection snaps back into your head that room is laid out identically to your childhood bedroom.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and then I'll help Beryl with whatever he needs and try to help him scoop up whatever he's found.
The 2 ingots he hands you are both strangely they seem to be like shifting in weight almost in a way that is off-putting as you're holding them. At first you're like, whoa, these are heavy, and then as you go to put them in your bag, you're like, oh wait, no, they're actually kind of light. And then as you put them in your your pack or whatever you're using to carry them, you can almost feel like the way they're shifting weight, almost as if like gravity is changing on them and warping around them. The monster bits he hands to you, you tell me what you want to do with them, but there's a bunch of different parts here. Beryl, what all would you take? There's basically an entire chimera that's been divided up, with the exception of its midsection, which was used as part of the sacrifice. So the heads, all 3 of them, the tail, and all of the limbs are there.
I mean, the tail for sure.
Okay.
As much of any of the heads as are like most intact.
Okay.
And then generally a lot of like the chitinous bits, or at least like a sample each of some of the various chitinous bits from some of these things, because like presumably all the rest of the monsters that we killed all have turned into goop by now. So
They
like this
have.
stuff, still intact, is interesting.
Yeah. Okay. mark in your inventory somewhere that you have, each of the heads. There's a goat head, a lion head, and a serpent head of the chimera, and note that you have its scorpion tail as well.
Sorry,
You can
about the
collect
typing.
all those. No, you're fine. As you guys are exiting, you see that blowing like one final kiss, Eleanor waves at Iris, and Charlotte kind of like sits down, Henry tucking him in, and smiles at you as they begin to take off and head north in the direction of pilgrimage to go and drop off Charlotte, and presumably Eleanor plans to come back after she has done some damage to your youngest son, who had apparently been lying to all of you.
This bitch.
And as you walk out, you also see there is movement above you at this point. It is not clear exactly what that movement dictates. It doesn't seem to be any kind of panic or necessarily like military response, but you're seeing now people are flying again, which they had not been doing before. They're starting to kind of move around up. And actually, as a matter of fact, the elevator takes about 3 minutes to get down. You see the elevator starts to move.
Ooh. I was gonna say real quick, just as we were kind of like on our way out from like the lab and stuff.
Yeah.
Beryl would kind of like it would have taken a minute, it would have taken a little bit after we were piling stuff up and like on our way out, that Beryl would have kind of like worked up not the nerve or the courage necessarily, but just kind of the like the emotional presence to like even try, and he'd just kind of be like, Razem, well, I know I've never lost a parent, so I can't exactly know what you're going through. But well, I'll tell you what my dad told me back when the first time I lost a friend growing up during the war. People die. Now, soldier on. There's work to be done. I hope that helps.
Raz just kind of like look kind of confused, like I think he was trying to be nice, and then he'll just kind of almost give him a confused side eye and just be like, "Thank you," and then they'll just keep going.
Yeah, and that's I think at that moment we like step outside and Beryl is is and then he looks up and he's like, "Oh, all right, it looks like it's just about the right time to be going. That elevator's coming back down. They're starting to fly around. Let's hurry up."
Beatty, as you guys all kind of start to get on the ship, Beatty says, "I don't mean to be a bother, but how exactly are we supposed to get to the Shimmer and Rift from here? There ain't no way to do it through the water, because we can't pass the acid pass. We don't have the right kind of ship. We can't fly. I don't exactly know how to get across the desert."
Oh, fuck.
Can we not walk? There's villages.
Well, okay. There is something we can do, but I'm going to need some kind of help. And she, like, goes to the steering wheel and, like, does something where she communes with the ship, and almost like a sled, like, beaching device kind of comes up off the bottom of the thing, very slowly lifts it up. And she says, "If you can push it or pull it, it'll go across the sand. Or if we get some wind, and y'all make some wind."
I'm down.
It depends on who does the cooking, but I can produce quite a bit of wind.
Barrel. I feel like Sarah would have been like, "Okay."
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
My shame is that I took him literally for a second, and I was like, "How does he do it?" Because I have gust, and I can only do it once, and I was like, "Oh my god." Oh, that was good. I appreciate that.
Kaida, are you gonna try to pull this thing?
We're gonna blazing saddles this thing all the way there.
Do we have another option?
If
Does
somebody can,
anybody
if somebody
have
can
any
create
idea?
some kind of wind, you could potentially pick up wind as you get closer to the desert portion of this
So
place. Kaida, I
Raz
will
has
also say
a-
you have some familiarity with sand skiffers in this area. If you can,
Yeah.
if you can get this thing moving enough, it might be able to pick up the sails and get going.
We can heave ho and heave some hose.
I don't know if Iris would know enough about this, but she just like kind of look at pick.
I feel like Iris just needs to sit her ass on the scooter on the skiff and behave.
No, I think
30
maybe
minutes.
she tries to take it out. Does it have all-terrain wheel?
I mean, this thing can drive on the. As a matter of fact, if you want to try to hook it up, you could potentially get it going. If you want
Oh
to pull
my
it with the
God.
If
motorcycle.
Kaida starts to pull, Iris will roll out.
Papa
She wants
wheelies.
to help. Especially she can.
Raz, that time that you summoned a seahorse, can that ability summon a land-based beast of burden that could maybe pull this thing for us or with us?
For a minute.
God, I love being with smart people.
I know it can create a beast. This is me now.
You
but I
can
need
create
to
a horse,
know-
yeah.
was
You
gonna say,
can.
I didn't know
You
if
can
it would
make
be big
any
enough.
like steed. So yeah, you
A
can.
I can't make, like, a
Clydesdale,
I couldn't make
maybe,
like
or
a
an
sandworm
oxen?
or anything.
No, it's got to
Oh,
be some kind
no.
Go dune on it.
of.
Okay, if I can, yeah, if I can make a horse, then
Okay.
yeah.
Between you creating some kind of horse, you can decorate however you want. But a horse that you were able to magically summon, and Iris pulling this thing with a motorcycle, you guys are able to pick up some good speed and be about as quick as you would be in the water until you catch some wind. And as you all begin to cross this desert, Kaida, you are reminded of the dangers of this area and the place you were headed. Do you want to say anything about this area before we head toward your family's home?
No, I just want to be quietly nostalgic and thrilled. I
Hell
realized
yeah.
I felt like desert and kind of like home.
In the distance, Kaida, you see a familiar sight of these like small worm-like creatures that have a couple of appendages in the front and a kind of fin in the back that are like jumping up in the air and twisting and like slamming back into the sand and then skiffing along the sand and then doing that again. They're as familiar to you as like coyotes would be in any kind of desert, javelinas or something like that. It's a familiar fauna for you. And you feel like you're getting back to where you came from. And that's where we'll pick up
Is
next
it
time.
possible to ride one of those things?
I know you guys are gonna try. Kaida, you
Yeah,
also
yeah, fish people.
you know, Kaida, that it takes about 2 to 3 days to get from where you are now at a normal pace across to the Shimmering Rift. So, with that in mind, you guys will pick up here next time on Punch and Roll for Initiative. Yay!
Yay!
Beryl,
Alright.
do you want to play the game of identifying stuff on the way? I'll let you do it for free right now if you want.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. He's got the spell that I think I can ritual cast, so he's just gonna pop that often a bunch of times.
Okay.
And
Well,
attune if the tools require attunement, all that good
For
stuff.
funsies, for the people who are here, I will tell you guys what it does, and then I will actually give you, like, I'll put it in your inventory on the game. So let's start with the all-purpose tool. It's the easiest one. Don't remember if it requires attunement or not. Hang on. The all-purpose tool is a simple screwdriver that can transform into a variety of tools as an action. You can touch the item and transform it into any type of artisan tool of your choice. Whatever form the tool takes, you are proficient in. While holding the tool, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and spell saving throw DCs of +1. As an action, you can focus the tool to channel your creative forces, and you can put a cantrip into the device. Or you can choose a cantrip that you don't know from any class, put it into the device, and then you can use it for 8 hours. It's like,
Cool.
oh no, once it's been used, you can only use the cantrip once. Sorry, this is a standard device, so you can use this device. You can put a cantrip you don't know into it, and once you use that cantrip, it is spent for the day. But then you can. The biggest bonus here is the ability to have whatever tool you want plus the +1 spell attack and DC. The lance.
One thing I lamented about building Barrel was that I didn't take an actual artisan background. Like
Yeah.
I really wanted him to actually be proficient in Smith's tools.
Yeah.
So I like that for him.
And now you have one. That was kind of my thought too. Actually, was that like you maybe
Yeah,
like
I
coming
love
into
that.
this magically
Love
backed your way into it. Kaida, the lance that you have is a special +1 lance, so it is magical. You have to wield it with 2 hands. I don't remember how much damage it does. Hang on. A lance does 1d10 piercing. It has reach. It is a heavy weapon, and it is 2-handed unless you're mounted. So you can use it just like your other reach weapons if you would like to. This weapon can do one of 2 things.
Say it's magical.
It is magical in the sense that you get to do +1 damage and attack. So whenever you roll, instead of a 7, it would be an 8. And when you do damage, it would be +5 instead of +4. As long as you're using this weapon. This also requires attunement, which we'll talk about too next time. So does the other item, Barrel. The all-purpose tool
That
requires
sounds like
attunement
it's
as well.
almost worth the PTSD of carrying around a piece of Raz's mom.
This weapon does 2 things. One, if you hit an enemy with it once per day, you can emit a loud crack of thunder. And there's a DC based on your Constitution ability score, and if they fail, they get stunned for a round. But it's very loud. It's so loud they can hear it up to 300 feet away. So if you hit someone with this, you can stab them, and it will like bam once per day, and potentially stun them with a very loud noise. Or you can just make a really loud noise if you want to. The other thing you can do is you can hold the lance as if you were going to throw it, activate it with a whatever magic word you want to set to it, and you can throw the lance. Doing so, you treat it as if it's a javelin, but it does your 1d10 damage plus 2d6 lightning damage in a 60-foot line. What that means is that if you line up a bunch of enemies,
shit.
you can throw it through them, and you will do 2d6 lightning damage to everyone along the line, and then 1d10 plus 2d6 damage to the last person. And that's all based on an attack roll. You can do both of those abilities once per day.
That's sexy as fuck.
Nice chunky. I like that.
The sword. The great sword is a great sword of the. Hang on, what did I call this? I just called it the Great Sword of the First. That's kind of boring. I'll think of a better name. It is a magical great sword, a +1 great sword, that when wielded by a member of the First, you were able to use an extra smite action per day. So you get a bonus smiting spell or action once per day. Or you can... and whenever you use that smite ability, you are able to blind any enemies within a 30-foot radius. However, if you are not a member of the First, you can potentially use this weapon to do an additional 4d6 of radiant damage instead of your 2d6, but you risk blinding yourself.
Whoa.
And you will also potentially, there's 2 things. If you're not a member of the First, once per day you can use a kind of like higher tier smite at a 4d6 additional radiant damage, but you also take the radiant damage if you manage to hit. You also emit that blinding light within 30 feet, but you are susceptible to it, so you could potentially fail the check and be blinded as well for 1 round. Did I miss? Oh, the armor. The armor is magical. That is a magical half plate that you have, Raz, that you took off that dude's... Oh, and the shield. That is a magical half plate that you have.
Yes.
It is just a standard +1 half plate, so it is a little bit sturdier than the armor you probably have. The shield, however, is a shield of repulsion.
Well, I don't have any armor now. I gave it to Henry.
Right, but I'm saying it is whatever you had before. This is better than. The shield of repulsion that you have received, or the shield of the Valkyrie that you've received, when you are attacked, if you are hit, you can use a reaction to create a burst, forcing the target 15 feet away from you. If they fail the save and they are pushed back, they are also knocked prone, and you can, as part of that reaction, move up to them and stab them. So 3 times per day, if you get hit by somebody attacking you, you can attempt to knock them 15 feet backward and prone, as long as they are under huge, large, medium, small, tiny, etc. You can knock them 15 feet backward and knock them prone, and then you can use, as part of that reaction, rush up and stab them. But you lose that reaction after that. I will put all these in your inventories. Don't worry about all that. But that is what all of them do. Did I miss anything? Oh, the scrolls. Shit.
Did the necklace? Or
The necklace is oddly enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're on this trip. Ooh, the necklace.
No, go ahead. Am I lagging? I think I'm lagging.
Somebody is. I don't know if it's me or you, to be honest.
I think it's
I
me.
think it's Ethan.
I think I'm lagging pretty bad, actually. Okay.
You've been like the last 20 minutes or so a little off.
That's fun for me.
Oh, I heard Murray in the
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. The last thing is the necklace is magical, but you can't determine what kind of magic it is. One of the scrolls is a scroll of fly. One of the scrolls, excuse me, is a scroll of dragon's breath. And the third scroll, similar to the necklace, you cannot tell what kind of magic it is. It is magical.
I
You
was
have
going
no
to
idea what
say
kind.
That with this time, Beryl would cast comprehend languages. Does that allow him to read that unrecognized language on that scroll?
Yeah, it does. The scroll seems to be detailing some type of extraplanar travel. For what it's worth, you know both things are magical. You don't know technically what they do with the identify spell, but you know that you can activate both of them. So one way to find out what they do is to use them.
Yeah.
The amulet, you have no idea. There's no indication of what it does. It just is magical. The scroll, however, seems to indicate that it will take you somewhere. You aren't sure where. The place that it's detailing is a proper like noun, and you don't know what it is. You're not familiar with the place.
Oh.
So
Interesting. Okay.
all right, and with that, I'm going to stop recording, and we're going to stop streaming. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody.